welcome to Double Talk. That wasn't Sid Gin. I guess this is our gin show this week.
I like how we finally got into this normal gait of naming our shows after whatever we're going to be tasting. Since I'm sure that's what everybody's ready for. Not to see Mark's flashy tie.
Oh, by the way,
It's very flashy.
I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel.
This is Double Talk.
He's the producer. I just sit here. Oh, and mixed drinks. This whole thing started, there's always a backstory of why I choose something.
Well, Michael is the mixologist.
Sometimes I make up the backstory, but this one is true. I'm sitting at home and Mark Steffen calls me. Oh, that's you. And he says, look, there's a salad toucan. And
I was calling from Toucan.
And Junipero gin, or
Junipero.
is on sale. There's 2 bottles. And I went there the next day and there was only 1 bottle left. And it was the special... the special San Francisco strength one, which is stronger than the regular one. The regular one is usually 40%.
About
40% alcohol.
80 proof.
80 proof.
40%.
This one is close to 100 proof, so it's like 49.3% alcohol. So I thought, well, what can I compare to it? I happen to have this Martin Miller gin. Martin Miller also does a 40 proof or 40% alcohol gin, which is wonderful. This one has got more of a kick. It's like 45 point, what did we say, 45%?
45.2.
Yes. So it also is it's called Melbourne Strength. So there's apparently something that is super kick gins. So we're going to do these super kick gins. These are all super things. This is made in San Francisco. This is made in England, and then it's sent to Iceland. That's why it's got a picture of England to Iceland on its bottle. It's sent to Iceland to have water to get it up to whatever proof they want, or down to the proof. So we're going to do I put Boisser vermouth in here, just a little bit.
That's good vermouth.
It is. It's one of the better ones. And I don't know how much I made since... these are mini ones. We have one for the boss. It's right here.
Put it there. Well, we save a little extra for the poor.
Here, give him some more. Let him take the overflow. The overflow. You know, in the Jewish tradition, you would be Elijah. Here we go.
And I bring my hand back empty.
Well, cheers. This is Martin Miller. You want to click us?
Oh, yeah.
Make a fake hand.
That's a clink. Okay.
There's a toast right there in the shadow.
Okay. All right. You can go back to your hovel now.
Whoa. Wow, it's perfumey.
It is. It is. And
wow,
refreshing because it's so cold with it.
It's cold because...
you want to drink these chilled. You really do.
Let me tell you how cold this room is, okay? Hold on.
You know, and we didn't have the heater on today like we normally do. That's why we're wearing jackets, because we have the studio right now is very cold because it's wintertime and there's no heater. What is that? It's 54 degrees right here in the studio.
54 degrees in the studio. So our drinks are probably 52 degrees.
You had these on the rocks for a while.
Yes.
Now, it's not often that an actor has their own gin. You know, Martin Miller from Adam 12.
That's Martin Milner, and from Route 66.
That's right.
This is Martin Miller, who is named after one of my uncles.
That's good.
You like gin.
Yeah.
You like martinis. Is one of your favorite
Very
things.
much, yes.
How do you look at this?
That's very interesting. It's unlike...
Interesting.
It's unlike the standard London dry gins you're going to find, like Bombay or Tanqueray or Gilbey's.
Gilbey's, standard American made.
Barton's.
This has, I feel a little flavor of like cassis, a little bit of, there's a little pepper in it. You know, one of the exciting things about drinking, other than being drunk, is you open up your palate.
Well, it does. And we never drink to get drunk anyway.
I never do. We just taste. We just taste. Did somebody say ha?
Then you don't appreciate it. If you're too drunk, you can't really appreciate it.
We taste. They say the secret of not losing your mind when you get old is to continually try things that are new and
Absolutely.
to be able to describe them, to be able to differentiate things. Mm-hmm. Because if everything tastes like a cream of wheat, you're already in the old age home.
That's what they call it.
That's what they give you. Pablum.
Bedlam and pablum.
Pablum.
Pablum and
so
bedlam.
It's tasty. We're not going to do a show, are we? We're just going to drink.
Let's do a show.
Okay.
We can combine. See, that's a good thing when you're drinking. You can always do other things. Now,
God, this is crystal.
If you've watched the show more than twice, you know that food and drink are our favorite topics.
Although we do politics just to placate people who think they want to stay on top of information. Because we're at the, the head of knowing everything political.
That's true. Now, food trucks. There's going to be a food truck jamboree. Food trucks these days have really gotten
big.
Quite a big thing, even in Las Cruces.
Yes, they started in the larger cities like L.A. and...
we've seen the TV shows about the food trucks on
New
the street.
Orleans.
And so now Las Cruces has, I don't know, half a dozen food trucks at least.
I think the benefit is you don't have to put in a lot of money. You buy your truck, you don't have to put a lot of money into tables, chairs, air conditioning, heating, and a restaurant.
You don't have to serve anybody. You don't have to really tip them unless you really feel like you want to.
And they do more exciting foods.
And so there's going to be a food truck jamboree this Wednesday from 5 to 8 at the Telshor 12 outside the parking lot.
And there will be every first and third Wednesday out in front of Telshor 12, probably to get people in to watch movies on Wednesday, which is a slower day, which is why Fountain Theater does their cheap day.
Their bargain night on Wednesday.
Wednesday, to get people on Wednesday.
Sure.
Monday and Tuesday is pretty much dead too, unless you've had such a great movie that people just flow in.
So, it is movie season. We're going to be talking about movies in just a minute.
Food trucks.
Excuse me. Now,
did you want to talk about the delivery of food to your house? Is that later on? No, it's not.
We don't have that there, but we can mention it.
You can go to a site and get food delivered. You pay a certain amount, $3 plus an 18% tip, and you can sit home, get sloshed, and
basically call any restaurant
these people
that has food to go, and they will go and pick it up for you and bring it to your house.
Yes, it'll work. Take a look at
we should
what
try
is
it.
The bulletin, not the bulletin, but the
Pulse.
Pulse.
This week's Pulse has an article about that.
We're going to do a martini truck.
Oh,
martinis drive up to your house.
Oh, we bring cocktails right to your house.
Cocktails right to your house, Negronis, martinis,
good idea.
whatever you like. Corpse Reviver number 2.
Yes, slippery nipple.
Slippery nipple's pretty good.
Now,
sugary.
That's one thing they didn't have a lot of in the Oregon
land
takeover.
Land grab.
Land grab, that's what they thought.
The right-wing guys who felt that federal land is public land and they're the public, so they take it. They're the public it was designated for. So
terrorists?
They were sitting there, and they took it over. This past week, though, they were driving someplace, and one of them
got pulled over,
and the other one got shot.
Well,
to death because he was doing something violent.
One of their the founders, Mr. Finkham, is no longer with us.
Because he did something, there's a bunch of stories, but according to, all of this stuff you can find on Facebook, of course.
Well,
they tell you everything.
Nobody really knows what happened as of the taping of this show, and we may never really know the truth.
But we all know that I think that standoff is pretty much over. So there's a guy in New Mexico who decided he didn't want to pay for his grazing rights because
he wants welfare too.
He wants the government to pay for his cows to get fed. And we'll see what happens to that. I guess you got to stop this in the bud because Mark and I want a studio with heat, and we're going to have to go take over a heated building, and we should do that.
If anybody would like to donate their solar array to put on the roof of this studio, please call us right now.
Heat.
Speaking of grazing,
speaking of grazing,
they could have had some cows and goats grazing at the old country club. There on North Main. There's a lot of grass. It's dead now. And some of it caught fire, and somebody set it on fire.
Well, that was the actual building.
Well, first there was a fire outside of it, and the fire department showed up and put it out. Then they got called back about 4 hours later because the building itself was involved in flames.
What's interesting about that is the fire department determined, 1, it wasn't an electrical fire because there's no electricity going there. 2, it wasn't a lightning fire. I can eliminate a number of other things. It was not a solar flare.
It wasn't spontaneous combustion.
It wasn't. The thing about spontaneous combustion, you need somebody to do that.
Well, that's spontaneous human combustion.
Oh, we could have that. And I'm guessing it wasn't a UFO zapping it. So, luckily, the fire department ruled out those 2 things. It could be somebody set fire to it.
Oh, you mean arson?
Oh, maybe they didn't think about that.
So anyway,
I hope they do.
And they graffitied the place too. It said "Burn, baby, burn."
Burn, baby, burn. Who could have such animosity to a building that no longer belongs to the Las Cruces Country Club? Las Cruces Country Club does not even own the Sonoma Ranch Country Club.
Not yet.
And not anymore. They got rid of it.
They got out, yeah. So there's no more country club.
Yeah. Steinborn, Vivian Steinborn is trying to get that back together. They closed down for a month. They said that the grass and all the fields and the tees were all in a shambles and they had to take care of it. As well as the guy who bought it, Bob Pofa, who bought the country club, the Las Cruces Country Club, owes $98,000 in back taxes. But he said he was going to pay within 2 weeks. 2 weeks as we speak.
He's the one building the downtown plaza.
And he spent over $7 million buying the Las Cruces Country Club. They took that money and bought the Sonoma Ranch Golf Course and Country Club. And they had it for what, a little over a year? I think you need somebody who's got their own money involved in it, not a sort of a group.
A committee.
Yeah. You got to feel connected to it.
Now, you know, I mentioned earlier that, excuse me, this is the movie season.
Yes.
I was at the Las Cruces City Council meeting on Monday,
They let you in?
where they discussed the soundstage scenario, where they're going to build a movie soundstage.
Did your New Mexico driver's license ID allow you to go in?
It did.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of ideas being thrown about. Some people want it built out at the university, adjacent to the Arrowhead Center. I think that's a terrible idea.
Or adjacent to the convention center.
Or adjacent to the convention center, another terrible idea. There's not really room for it there.
Well, if we get 3 months a year of somebody videotaping, what are you going to do with it? You know, the whole thing about you build a building, it's there 24/7, unless you get one you can just...
well, if you don't build it, they won't come. So if you
and
build
if
it,
you do
they
build
may well
it,
come.
they may and may not come.
Well, they will come. One thing the film liaison will do when they hire one will be to
liaise them here.
Tell people that it's here. Now, we'll get some of the overflow from Albuquerque and Santa Fe.
They have a movie stage right in, near TRC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, the Spaceport.
Yes. Spaceport would make
conveniently
a great sound
located.
stage, conveniently located, right off a dirt road, 40 miles of dirt road.
Yes. So
easy to do.
We'll keep you informed on that. Now, the SAG Awards are coming up tonight, Saturday night.
You're a SAGing guy, aren't you?
Well, I belong to Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, which is what SAG means?
Yes.
It's a good thing. Tell the viewers, you can't do parentheses. Screen Actors Guild, parentheses, SAG.
Oh, doesn't everybody know what that is? Anyway,
Well, now they do.
You know, and SAG is trying to make sure that everybody knows that they're not like the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
No.
They give a lot of awards to people of color. And I noticed the commercial on TV for the awards show this week. So there's lots of black actors getting their awards in previous years. And they sent me a promo for the movie Straight Outta Compton because they wanted us to vote for the ensemble cast.
Well.
That's one of the awards that SAG gives.
Did you vote? Did you vote? Did you vote?
Yes, I did. I'm not going to say who I voted for and what films I voted for.
Who'd you vote for?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
But anyway, and that kind of blends into February, which is for the Love of Art Month here in Las Cruces.
Yes.
There'll be lots of artsy craftsy things to do.
Was that a segue?
It was. And there'll be lots of art things to view and to see.
Yeah.
And I may be coordinating some movie screenings of my own downtown.
You don't know yet, do you?
It's up
When
in
are
the
you
air
going to find
still.
out? It's almost February, which is Love
I
of
gave
Art
them the
Month.
list of the movies and how much they cost. And it'll be up to them to decide if they want to.
They might
shell
love
out
it,
for
but
that.
not enough to pay for it.
That's right.
So you can have that.
But so I may be coordinating that. I may not be.
That should be interesting. So we're gonna take a break now. We're gonna take a break now. We will come back
With a new gin.
we will try this Junipero gin and see how it compares. That's what comparing's all about.
Let's get Martin Miller on the phone.
Yes,
oh, that's
we'll
right. He
talk-
just died, didn't he?
Martin Miller.
He
yeah.
died recently.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta mode. Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Get that ready. We just poured the Junipero gin into the mixer.
Or is it Junipero?
Well, it's juniper because it's named after
Juniper.
the major flavor
Right.
of gin.
But in San Diego, they're trying to beatify Father Junipero Serra for killing and torturing all the Indians he did when they moved to Southern California.
Saint Junipero?
Yeah, it would be Saint Junipero, Saint Serra.
You know, there's a lot of talk about percentage of gin to vermouth. What do you go by? What's your rule of thumb?
10 to 1.
Okay. 10. Some people do a wisp of it. You know, some drinks, the Sazerac for one from New Orleans, they put absinthe in a glass or herb saint, and
Yes.
they swirl it in the glass, and then they
Then
dump
just
it
throw
out.
it out, and
Yeah.
they're just a residue.
But it's adequate. So
Yes.
usually I shake, but
But
I'm getting
the
over
medication
that.
is kicked in.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Stirring a martini, you know, they say shake and not stir.
Yes.
That's what Bond says. But
Shake
a lot
it.
of people say if you're using
All right, that's enough.
only alcohol,
That's enough. You know,
it's musical.
you don't get him started.
Producer,
Oh my, no, forget it. Oh God, here he comes.
there. Give me the
Here's the magic glass.
here's a little shot glass. He's not picky. Oh, good. Oh, did you like your first one? It's tasty, huh?
Down it
Okay.
goes. My hand comes
So
back in.
this is a close to 100 proof.
Yes.
L'chaim.
Install.
Slanja. Slanjava.
Completely different, Michael.
You always say that, and it means nothing.
Oh, wow. That's
Oh,
taste, smell too.
yeah. You know,
Rancid?
it's not rancid.
No, it's stronger. It's much stronger because it has less vermouth, I think.
Yeah, it has a very planty taste.
Herbal,
Yeah, more herbally,
more
more
juniper.
greener,
I like
greener,
the first one better.
greener.
Yeah, berries.
This
Maybe
is
we need-
sweeter, really.
You want some more vermouth? You know, you can always throw more vermouth into it.
Is it sweeter?
It'll open up the flavor. It gives
It'll
it
dilute it somewhat.
just a little. Because vermouth is the thing that opens it up. Just a, an orange juice that kills the whole thing. If
Yeah,
you,
out a little bit.
is that better?
A little bit.
Okay, so you know when you drink a peaty scotch, you put a little bit of water in. It breaks up the molecules of the scotch
peat
and opens it up.
Flavor.
How is this?
So,
It smells like a swimming pool.
I do think I prefer this one. I will say that. How about you? That brand makes several different kinds of gin.
Yes. After smelling this when I first got it, and realizing how much alcohol it had in it, I think the best thing that it could be used for is perhaps not a martini, but a gin and tonic.
Yes,
The
you may be
tonic
right
would be
about
good
that.
because you water it down. It's got so much alcohol that it
The
wouldn't
tonic-
mind being diluted twice,
That's true.
double.
And you put more tonic in it than you would with vermouth on a
Yes,
martini.
yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No,
I feel like Chloe when she had the scotch, you know, and she goes, "Whoa, this is just." I mean,
Chloe,
this is-
your
this
daughter
is-
who was on our show recently.
Oh, you know who she is because you watch your show every week, and you would see our Christmas show.
Now, we were talking earlier before the show about the school board and the Las Cruces school board, who's come under fire from.
Who are we talking about? Hanna Skandera?
Hanna Skandera, who's the head of the New Mexico Department of Education.
Perhaps officially now.
Yes, officially.
I think for 6 years she was not official, but now she's official.
She's official, and she's charging that the local school board had meetings
Against the Open Meetings Act.
against
They
the Open
didn't-
Meeting Act. They broke the rules of the school board by meeting secretly.
Yes, right. They came back with a letter saying, no, they didn't. So, isn't that what they did?
Well,
that's what they did.
They're claiming that, but that doesn't mean that she's going to drop it just because they wrote a letter.
No, but it's good. It's the contentions that Democrats and Republicans live through all the time, that you're trying to get somebody. I mean, all the trouble with the county manager and the sheriff is pretty much a political sword fight.
Right.
And it's fun because you can always say, oh, look what they did.
Well,
so it's a big hoopla to be right.
well, the school board is going through lots of turmoil.
Turmoil?
Some within the school board want to get rid of the superintendent, Stan Rounds. They feel he's been here long enough. It's time for him to retire.
They call him Stay Around.
Stay Around Rounds.
Because he had been the superintendent.
Somewhere else.
They tried some other people. Other people can't take it. You know,
Who would want this
job?
job?
It's not the easiest thing. And now in the paper that they're talking about the lack of funds because we don't have expensive oil in the ground anymore, the education department may lose money because we're not going to get enough tax money.
Right. Yet they pay the superintendent an astronomical amount of money.
Wait, what do you
Meanwhile,
call astronomical?
$300,000 a year.
Okay, that's astronomical.
Meanwhile, they don't have enough money for books and paper and pencils. The
On the
teachers
other
have
hand,
to pay for that.
The people who coach sports at NMSU get money like that.
They make more money
However,
than-
the administrators make less than that.
Well, the professors who
Professors
who actually teach.
they're on the field, the battleground. It's the same as the Army. You know, the GIs get very little pay. Then when they get home, their benefits are just ignored. I don't want to get into that because we're trying to make veterans have their benefits come a lot more easily. I mean,
Well-
that's a fight too.
Good luck with that.
What's that? We're in a black hole. Oh, there we are.
You know,
What are we talking about?
well-
School board. Here's
Okay.
something you want to talk about. I know, because you play the horses all the time.
Don't
you?
nag me.
That's how. Nay, I would never do that. That's how you made your fortune, playing the horses.
As a jockey? Oh,
Playing the horses. You always know what to bet on.
well, I hear they're having some problems down in Sunland Park with those horses.
Friends of ours, Rosa and Bob went down there, I think, last Friday to go and have a good time at the races, and they found out that all the horses got herpes from kissing.
Horsey herpes.
Yeah. The herpavirus, not the hantavirus, the herpavirus.
How'd they get it?
Kissing people.
No. The horses don't get it that way.
How did they get it? Eating herpesvirus hay?
I don't know how. That's why I'm
You know,
asking.
doing odd acts of sexuality in the stalls. How does a horse get? However they get, it's probably viral, and it just a horse sneezes. You know how they have those big nostrils? They just sneeze, and everybody gets sick.
Well,
It's getting worse.
so
They're gonna have to have little white masks like
does
the
that mean
Japanese do.
racing is put on hold down there?
No, that's a racist statement. If I ever
Racing,
heard.
racing,
Oh, racing.
Michael.
Well, I guess sick horses can't race because then they're rubbing elbows with each other.
Oh,
You
Michael,
know,
half
What are you
the
doing?
American population has herpes of one form or another. That doesn't stop anything.
I'm just gonna move it over.
No, you never had a cold sore?
Well, no, I didn't.
Never had the mumps?
No.
That doesn't count. Chicken pox? Yes.
Of course, everybody's
That's
saying
herpes,
that.
folks.
Oh no,
Shingles, that's herpes.
I did. I had shingles, by the way.
Cold
You might
sore,
want to
fever
share
blister,
shingles.
that's all herpes.
Fever. Oh, really?
Of
So
course.
what they're saying, maybe those horses are just getting old, and they're wearing out. You know, they're being more susceptible to viruses.
Right, so
It's been cold out.
we just don't eat the horse meat that comes from El Paso. That's all I
Which
can
horse
say.
meat do you eat?
I don't eat any.
Mustang.
Well, mine comes from
Mustang
Shetland.
horse.
Shetland.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good fertilizer
Best.
in Shetland.
Now, we should mention.
You get used to this drink.
Do you? Are you getting used to it?
Yeah, okay, I'm getting used to it. Maybe I'm just getting used to the whole deal.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
put up a picture
We are.
of a beloved
favorite
actor,
of
beloved
yours.
actor, Abe Vigoda. He was Tessio in The Godfather.
He was on a TV show.
Well, he was on Barney Miller after
yes.
that, and
He's got that great face.
then people don't mention this. After Barney Miller, he spun off his own series called Fish.
I remember
He
that.
played Detective Fish.
Because he looks like a fish.
He had his own series. I don't know how long he was
He
on.
looks like a flounder, doesn't he? Look a
And-
little like a flounder.
And lately, you'd see him on the Tonight Show and many other shows. He'd appear and doing.
Did he ever do
bits.
stand-up?
I don't think he was a comic.
Too bad. Well, he was an actor.
But everybody
Same
loves
thing.
Abe Vigoda. He was 94.
Yes, and he died in Jersey. He
Jersey.
lived in Jersey.
Good old Abe.
You know, you got to figure he might live in Jersey because, you know, he's Abe Vigoda. What do you want from Abe?
And
Jersey.
he was a traitor in The Godfather.
Yeah.
It was him, not Clemenza.
Oh.
It was Tessio.
Oh man, you ruined it for me.
And
I'm going to get around to watching that movie someday, so don't worry.
Let me say this, and Anthony Perkins was his own mother in Psycho.
That's impossible.
Oh, and Rosebud was a sled in Citizen Kane, just in case you don't have time to watch it.
Rosebud, like how many lines did Rosebud have? They just kept drop the name, Rosebud. Anyway.
What day is it?
It's Depression Day?
Is
No,
it?
I don't know. You have Depression up
Week,
there.
yes.
It's Depression Week?
Well,
I saw something on Facebook, that you should have your doctor test you for depression. You could test yourself for depression.
yeah, it's saying, am I happy? No, I'm
Am
depressed.
I depressed? Why am I depressed? Oh, because I owe money.
Because I watched Double Talk. I don't
Because
know.
that seat has not a very good back.
Or,
This
Because
show
Donald
is,
Trump is running for
to
president.
try to keep you from being depressed.
No.
And Donald Trump, by getting Sarah Palin to back him, was sort of a cure for depression. You go, how crazy is this world? And that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how crazy this world
How
is.
crazy is this world?
You know what today is?
what today is?
Croissant Day.
Oh, is it?
Yes. We don't drink croissants here, but we can celebrate it with a martini.
I happen to have had a croissant for breakfast today.
No way.
I did.
Coincidentally, or you read that it
Coincidentally.
was?
I happen to have one.
Where did you have a croissant? At Rendezvous?
I bought it at Rendezvous yesterday, and I had it for breakfast today.
Oh, so you had a stale croissant?
That was good. I had
They're
it
good.
wrapped in plastic. It's delicious.
Oh, it's also National Seed Swap.
Seed Swap Day.
If you have seeds, go swap them with another person of a different sex.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Your seeds? Let me work on that. Seed Swap Day. What else? Things are coming up. Things are good. Are we going to run through this whole list?
Oh, we got 3 plays to see
We have
tonight.
to do 3 plays because we are theater. We are the embodiment of theater.
Are we?
Mark's been in theater, and I've been
And you
in
watched
a
it.
theater. So it works. What is that?
Oh, it's
National
Backwards
Backwards Day
Day.
is tomorrow, I believe.
And
Something else coming up. I don't know. LCCT, Neon Psalms.
Neon Psalms is on
Directed
right now.
by a friend of ours,
Algernon
Damasi. What's next?
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star, directed by Seal Herman, another friend of ours.
That's at the Black Box Theater.
This week and maybe next week. Maybe it ends this week.
And then
And an
also,
odd thing by somebody who's been on the show, Teddy Aspen Sanchez.
he's directing Co-Ed Prison
Co-ed
Sluts.
Prison Sluts, which is it's done like Avenue Q with little puppets on people's hands. Brittany Stout's in that. She's pushing
It's a
that.
wonderful, it really is wonderful. He did it last year, and I saw it at the West End Art Depot. It's
Now
not
it-
meant for puppets, but I told Teddy after seeing it done with puppets, I couldn't imagine it being done any other way.
Anyway, that's at the Elizabeth Crouch Theater.
The Reader's Theater at the
which
University.
is between English Department and Communications. And we are out of here because we're going to go see some sluts of our own. Not necessarily co-ed prison sluts. But
Well, you can.
Whatever.
Thanks for joining us this week on Double Talk.
Have a drink. Yes.
I like this one the best.
I like both, but I do agree.